Hi, Mr. Murphy. If you could state your full name and date of birth, sir.
Dante Murphy.
You are here for two separate cases. The first one I have here is going to be the new matter you were just brought in on. This is for new charges out of Superior Court. The charges submitted there are 1 count of aggravated assault and impede breathing, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of assault, and then 2 counts of disorderly conduct. Those are both Class 1 misdemeanors. So in this offense, you do have the Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you, and a status conference is set on July 29. Preliminary hearing July 31st, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. I did receive a written recommendation from the state in your matter requesting a $25,000 secured appearance bond. And based on the nature of the allegations that you're here for, in addition to the fact that you're already on IPS for another domestic violence offense, I think that is appropriate. So I have set a $25,000 secured appearance bond in this matter. If you do end up getting released, you are going to have a holding your probation that we'll go over in a minute, but if you do end up getting released, you're also going to be ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons while on release. And of course, you're still on IPS probation, so you do need to contact probation within 24 hours. Like I said, your probation case is here as well. That's here because they've issued a Term 1 violation, so it's for the new offense. And in that matter, you have a separate court date there. That's a revocation arraignment hearing July 29 at 8:30, still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. Public defenders appointed in that matter as well. In this matter, you are non-bondable, so you're not eligible for release in your probation case. That's pursuant to Rule 7.2 and 27.7 of the Arizona Rules of Criminal Procedure. So you'll get this information in your paperwork that you're going to receive. You'll get individual paperwork for both matters, but do you have any questions regarding it?
So both my court dates is on the 29th for both cases?
They might both be on the 29th. Yep, they're both on the 29th, so you'll hit both court dates at that time. All right, so we've got Matthew Torres. Rachel James is going to be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Matthew Torres.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, that's also a Class 6 felony, with the offense date of yesterday, July 21. So in your case, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed here. You do have a status conference currently set on July 29 with that preliminary hearing July 31st, both at 8:30 a.m. And those are going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court.
Okay.
In your case as well, I did receive a written recommendation from the state, and in your case as well, they were also requesting a $25,000 secured appearance bond. I did note that you already do have 3 prior felony convictions with a pretty significant DOC term for that armed robbery that you had, which was the most recent conviction that I saw. Based on that, as well as the nature of the offense, which in this case does involve the use of a firearm, I do believe that is appropriate. So I have set a $25,000 secured appearance bond with the additional orders that you're not to have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you cannot possess any weapons, which was, of course, already the case for you. So you'll get that information in your paperwork. Would you have any questions for me?
No.
All right. If you want to go and step over to your left there, we'll go ahead and get that paperwork to you so you can have a seat. Thank you, sir. All right, so we've got Ms. James, and then Joshua Redondo will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Rachel James.
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony with the offense date of yesterday, July 21. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed here to represent you. Your court dates are a status conference July 29 and a preliminary hearing July 31st, both at 8:30, and that is going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. So in this matter, I did also receive a written recommendation from the state requesting a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, I do believe a bond is appropriate, but given your, I think, fairly limited criminal history, I only recalled seeing 1 shoplifting, I think. Because of that, I'm not going to go that high, but you do have a bond in this matter that's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post bond and you are released, it's also going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You are going to have electronic monitoring installed as part of those release conditions, because you have orders here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. That does mean that if you were previously residing at that location, you would need to find an alternate residence and provide proof of that to pretrial services. I will also warn you that a violation of a no victim contact order and a criminal release order could constitute aggravated harassment. That is a Class 6 felony. If you come in here on a new felony offense while being on felony release, you would be non-bondable at that point. All right, any questions regarding that?
Will I be released for work?
So you do have a bond that has to be posted. You have a $7,500 secured appearance bond. Since it is a secured bond, you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that amount, but that would have to be posted prior to your release from the jail.
And when is that? I'm sorry.
When is what?
Release? When will I be released?
You have to post that bond first. If you're unable to post the bond, then you would remain in custody, and you'd be transported to that next court date, which is set for July 29th.
Okay. Can I ask the courts to be released on OR for, I have work, and that's my...
You're here for an aggravated assault involving a dangerous instrument. You're lucky that it wasn't as serious as it ended up being. Mm-hmm. So no, you are not going to be released on your own recognizance. You are going to have a bond in this matter. All right, any additional questions?
No, and you said $7,500?
$7,500 is the bond amount, correct.
Okay.
All right, if you have questions about how to post that, ask the officers in the back, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so we have Joshua Redondo and Christopher Duckworth up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Joshua Redondo.
Sir, so you've got 3 separate cases here today. All 3 of these are probation violation warrants that have been issued. So in each of those probation matters, there has been a petition to revoke file that alleges a violation of terms 4, 5, and 15 of your probation terms. In each case, the public defender has been appointed, and you have a revocation arraignment hearing set on July 29 at 8:30, and that will be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. These are probation warrants, so I did affirm the bond in each one. So the first one is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. The next 2 are each $3,000. So it ends up being $7,000 total for all 3 matters. These are secured, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company. If you do post bond in our release, since you're on IPS for that level of supervision, you do need to contact probation within 24 hours of your release from any facility. Any questions regarding that information? All right, thank you, sir. If you want to step over, we'll get your paperwork to you. All right, so we've got Christopher Duckworth and Joseph Amoroso will be up next. All right, Mr. Duckworth, you can state your full name and date of birth.
Christopher Duckworth.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 3 separate cases here today. The first 2 are your probation cases. They're both here because a warrant was issued for a petition to revoke file. That alleges a violation of terms 1, 6, 7, 11, 12, 17, and 22 of your probation terms. So the public defender has been appointed to represent you in this matter, in both of them. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on July 29 at 8:30, and that's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. In each of those cases, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. Those each have a $500 secured appearance bond, so it's $1,000 total for the probation cases. You do have a third matter here, and this is a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed. It alleges 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, with the offense date of February 12th of 2024. So in this case as well, public defender has been appointed. Your court dates here will be a status conference July 29 with the preliminary hearing July 31st, both at 8:30 at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. The bond in that warrant's been affirmed. That one's a $250 secured appearance bond. So it's $1,250 for all 3 matters, okay? Any questions regarding any of those cases? All right, sir, if you want to step over to your left, you'll get all that paperwork over there. Thank you. All right, Mr. Amoroso, and then we've got Tammy Baumler will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Say again?
Your full name and your date of birth.
Oh, okay. Joseph Bruce Amoroso.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 2 separate cases here today. Both of them are your probation cases. So in each of those cases, there was a warrant issued for a petition to revoke file. They allege a violation of terms 6, 7, 11, and 12 of your probation terms. So in both matters, the public defender has been appointed to represent you, and you're going to have a probation revocation hearing set. That'll be on July 29 at 8:30 at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. These are probation warrants, so the bond in each have been affirmed, and those each have a $500 secured appearance bond. The total is $1,000 total for both. So if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still have to abide by those terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. All right, any questions regarding that? All right, so if you want to step over, we'll make sure you get your paperwork. Thank you. All right, so we've got Tammy Baumler and Eric Hinkle will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Tammy Lee Baumler.
So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That is for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5. So in this case, the public defender has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on July 29 at 8:30. That'll be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. The bond in your warrant has been affirmed, and this is going to be a $500 secured appearance bond. It is secured. You can work with a bonding company. If you do post bond and are released, or even if you're later released by the probation court, you're still on supervised probation. You do still have to abide by those terms. That doesn't include contacting probation within 72 hours if you're released. Any questions for me?
Huh?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Eric Hinkle and then Michael Ephraim will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Eric William Hinkle.
Thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 13 of your probation terms. The public defender's office has been appointed to represent you, and you do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on July 29 at 8:30 a.m. And that's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. It is a probation warrant, so the bond in the warrant has been affirmed. It's a $650 secured appearance bond. If you do post bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still have to abide by all those terms, and that does include contacting probation within 72 hours if you're released from any facility.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for me regarding this case?
How can I get somebody to review the police report from the original arrest? Because
it sounds like that's something you're going to want to discuss with your attorney, if that's an issue, because it's obviously you are now post-conviction.
I was supposed to have a free consultation today over the phone with the attorney at 4:30, but I got picked up last night, so I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, that I can't help you with. You've been appointed an attorney in this matter.
Yes.
So if you have any questions regarding post-conviction issues, you can certainly discuss that with this attorney, because that's basically where you're at this point.
Right. I didn't know that there was a police report until when I went with my public defender from the first time. I was put in jail. I got out and went to court, and I didn't even know there was a police report, and he obviously didn't read the report, and because that has the wrong paperwork in it and everything else.
I'm unfortunately not able to address any of that with you, so that is, again, something I would talk to an attorney about.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, so Michael Ephraim and Joseph Rice up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Michael James E. from Fort.
We're here for a new case. This is going to be out of the Surprise Municipal Court. The charge is 1 count of disobeying a court order. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor with the offense date of today, July 22nd. In your case, you are entitled to court-appointed counsel since this is considered a domestic violence offense, but that will be addressed by the Surprise Municipal Court. So they'll address that at your next court date, which is going to be an arraignment hearing set on July 30th at 1:30 p.m. at the Surprise Municipal Court. The address is going to be provided in your paperwork. Given the nature of the offense, that it is an allegation that you've already disobeyed a court order that was served upon you, you do have a bond in this matter, and that's going to be a $500 secured appearance bond. If you do post the bond and you are released from custody, you're also going to be ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged complainant, victim, or witness, not to possess any weapons, and you must still obey the order of protection issued. You want to go and step over to your left there, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork. All right, we have Joseph Rice and then Anthony Curtis up after that.
Joseph Rice.
All right, so you're here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a failure to appear warrant that was issued at one of your violation hearings. So now that revocation arraignment hearing is set on July 29 at 8:30, still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, and the bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That's going to be a $250 secured appearance bond. Same terms that you were released with last time. If you do end up getting released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. Any questions regarding that?
No release.
No, you're not being released. You do have a bond that you'd have to post. Okay, thank you, sir. All right, we have Anthony Curtis, and then Anthony Chavez will be up after that.
Good evening.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Anthony Curtis,
All right, thank you. I know you were here earlier on several different cases on the 5 a.m. calendar. What's happened is they submitted a page 2 for a new charge,
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
And that's for one count of aggravated taking identity of another, which is a Class 3 felony with that offense date. I think that's still today, July 22nd, if that's your arrest date. So in this matter, the public defender has been appointed. You have a status conference set on July 29 with that preliminary hearing July 31st, both at 8:30 a.m. Then this case, those are both at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, so it should be the same as that new case you came in on earlier. You should have the same date. So in this matter, what I've done, since you already have multiple bonds that were set in those cases, I just sent a $50 placeholder bond in this case up so they know you're in custody in this case as well, okay? So in this matter, you're still going to be ordered not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. Just for the record, they did also add your 2 probation cases to the calendar for Term 1 violations. You were already seen on a Term 1 violation for these exact same cases earlier today. So I'm just entering in a no action, so we're not going to do anything about those at this time. It's just duplicative at this point.
Thank you.
All right, any questions regarding that first matter?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Anthony Chavez and Brandon Rivera up after that. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Anthony Chavez.
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, one count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, that's a Class 3 misdemeanor. All of these offenses have a date of offense of July 22nd, so today. The legal defender has been appointed to represent you, and you have a status conference set on August 6th and a preliminary hearing August 8th, both at 8:30, and those will be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. So in this case, based on a review of your history, I'm going to follow the PSA recommendation here. You are being released, but it is subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So before you go, you're going to receive some additional information regarding that, including their contact information, because you do have to stay checked in with them while you're on release. You do have a second matter here. This is for a direct complaint that was issued. So that direct complaint alleges two counts of aggravated DUI, both Class 4 felonies, and the date of offense for that is March 24 of 2021. So in this case, the public defender is appointed as well, same court date. You have a status conference August 6th and a preliminary hearing August 8th, both at 8:30. Still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. You have the same release conditions in this matter as well. I don't show you necessarily received notice of the summons that went out originally because it was sent back return mail. So you are again being released subject to the supervision of pretrial services.
Thank you.
Any questions regarding either of these matters?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we've got Brandon Rivera and then Kiana Arona will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
My name is Brandon Rivera.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of aggravated assault on an officer, a Class 5 felony with the offense date of July 21. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed here to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on August 6th Preliminary hearing August 8th, both at 8:30. That's at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. In this matter, you are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So before you go, you are going to receive some additional information on that, including their contact information, because you do have to stay checked in with you. I'll let you know, this was a close one because you do have a juvenile record. I understand you're now an adult and you don't have any adult history, but I am still able to see those priors. So in this case, you came very close to getting a bond, okay? All right.
Thank you so much.
Any questions regarding it?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir. Good luck to you. All right, so we've got Ms. Arona and Misty Holzer will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Kiana Arona Martinez.
Thank you. So you are here for a bench warrant that was issued, and it looks like it's for failure to appear at your sentencing in your case. So in that matter now, you now have a status conference post-warrant set on August 6th at 8:30 a.m. That's going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. So in this case, I did see that you actually had a hearing set for today. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. So I did see that your attorney filed a motion to quash the warrant and the request for the oral argument, which the court had set for today, and I know you were in custody at the time of the hearing, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you still might have shown up at that hearing here today.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I did see that you were originally released OR and you showed up for your first hearing, okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to increase the supervision, so it's not going to be OR again. It is going to be released. It's still OR release, but it's subject to the supervision of pretrial services. So before you go, you'll get their information, because now you have to check in with them while you're on release. You need to make sure you show up to this August 6th court date, because I'll warn you, if another warrant issues at that time, you're not going to get a second shot.
Right.
Okay? All right, any questions for me?
Not at this time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have Misty Holzer, and then Maricela Apodaca Martinez will be up next. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Misty Holzer,
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. One count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. One count of criminal trespass in the third degree. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor with the offense date of July 22nd. In your case, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on August 6th. Preliminary hearing August 8th, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. In this matter, I am following the PSA recommendation here. You are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear. You do have the additional orders here that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged complainant or witness.
Okay.
Any questions regarding that?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, so we've got Maricela Apodaca Martinez, and then Robert Bellamy's up after that. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Maricela Maria Ivana Apodaca Martinez.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So you are here for 6 separate cases. I believe 4 of these are probation matters. 2 of these are your open felony cases, all of which are out of the Superior Court here in Maricopa County. So in each of these matters, you're going to have some new court dates, and the probation matter is going to be on July 29 at 8:30. That's a probation revocation arraignment hearing. And in those still open felony cases, you have a status conference also set on July 29 at 8:30 a.m. with the preliminary hearing July 31st at 8:30. All of these will be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, and you'll get the address for each of them. So in each of these matters, looks like a bench warrant was issued for failures to appear in all of them. On different dates. So in each of those cases, the bond in your warrant has been affirmed. So the first 4 matters, which are your probation cases, those each have a $500 secured appearance bond. Your next 2 matters, which are the open felony matters, those each have a $1,500 secured appearance bond. Okay? So you're going to get all these separate bond amounts in your paperwork. Now, it's still the same thing. If you post bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours.
Right.
All right. Any questions regarding these cases?
Well, the reason why I wasn't able to go to those courts was because I was recently incarcerated at Salt River
I
Department of
understand you were
Corrections.
just brought over here from DOC. You have multiple missing days
Yeah.
here, as well as non-compliance with probation.
Okay,
So at this point, I can't release you today.
all right.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, so we've got Robert Bellamy, and it looks like that is the last matter that we have at least here in the courtroom. All right, Mr. Bellamy, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Robert Bellamy,
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a family court warrant. It is for a child support warrant. I know you were in here not too long ago for the same type of thing, so I'm probably going to say a lot of the same stuff that you heard the last time you were in here. So in your family court case, the family judge assigned to this matter did set a cash purge in the amount of $310. So either way, whether you post that cash purge or not, I do still have to set a hearing today. That's going to be a status conference on July 26th at 10 a.m., and that'll be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, so same location you were brought to last time you came in on one of these warrants. So in this matter, that cash purge is the amount that you must pay in cash in order to be released prior to the next court date. Like I said, whether you pay it or not, either way, you do still have to attend that court date. Now, under Arizona law, I cannot reduce the amount of the cash purge. I do still have to ask you the following questions, which you can answer, but you do not have to. Is there anything you want the court to know about your present ability to pay the cash purge? And is there anything you want the court to know about being held in custody until the cash purge is paid?
If I could get released, I could pay it today, but I'm assuming I can't, so I'll be incarcerated until the next court date.
Yeah, you are correct. Unfortunately, this is an amount that I'm not going to be able to adjust at this time. So you do have a cash purge in the amount of $310, and that is the amount you would have to post prior to release.
I understand.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.